In school, we were brought up in this really protected environment. All I knew was my school, my hostel, 60 boys who studied with me, and you just knew everyone had your back, and it was so open. We had no idea of like religion, caste, surnames. We just knew each other, and we knew we were all one. We were all dressed in white. We didn't even know rich, poor. It was good in some way, it was very bad in some way, because you're ignorant of the ways of the world. If as long as you're there, it's fine. And I could say anything to anyone, I could call anyone anything, and we all just took it like, it was like brothers. They still are my best friends today. But once I came out, the dynamics were very different. There would be some sort of power play, there would be some sort of, and suddenly women came into the picture. I was in boys' school, so all these dynamics were very different. And then people, to feel better about themselves, you would see them mocking others, and things were taken out. It was just strange. And then I first time had to travel by a bus to go to college, and I had no clue. And I was brought up in this school where the air was so fresh, because there was not much traffic. We were in a little village, and suddenly there was pollution, and I was stuck in a bus. And you were brought up in so nicely, where for everything we would be like, Sai Ram, ma'am, can I do this, sir, can I do that? So when you're in a bus, it gets so jam-packed. When you realize your stop came, I would be like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, and the bus would take off. And I'm like, dude, like my stop went off, but what do I do now? But the thing you have to do is you have to just push your way through and get out if you have to get out. But I didn't know this way of the world. I was like, excuse me, I need to go, please, can I pass through? So it took me a lot of time to adapt and adjust. It took me almost 2 years. I also feel like my growing up, I was a person, and suddenly to adapt to this world, I feel we all have the ability to be whoever we want to be. You just have to choose and you can be. I decided to adapt. So I feel like in this transition, I've developed some kind of a split personality. So any situation I'm faced with, there is one side of me that thinks from the school, like the boy I was in school, from that angle, one side that thinks from the very world and survival of the fittest angle. So there's always a clash that's happening. So I can be different people at different times. One thing I realized is, change is not so much about becoming someone else. To me, change is about unbecoming everything I wasn't to be who I truly am. And I realize the more you're dependent on other people, the less you're like yourself. Because I need a job, I need to be nice to my boss. And it's survival. It's a human instinct to be that. No one's pretending, no one's manipulative. Like some people overdo it, but naturally, imagine I need like a good review from you, and I know that you hold a lot of influence. I think our brain automatically makes us be nice to this person so that you have some amount of goodwill. If I have a boss, I want to get a promotion, you're nice to them. Imagine you don't need this boss. Then how you behave with them is how you truly are as a person. So I feel the lesser needs you have and the lesser you're dependent on others, that's how you truly are. So when people say, if people think I'm arrogant or I'm really nice right now, I think that's how I truly am, because with the more success you have, the more money you earn, the more you can do things on your terms, the less you're dependent on people, and the more you do however you feel and whatever you feel like. So I think truly you can tell how a person is when he's at his peak success. How he behaves is what he is. Any other time he's being that way to get stuff done. To reach this position is my analogy of it. I might be wrong, but over time of thinking, I realized this is how it is. Because I realized when I was starting off, there were things I wouldn't like to do. For example, I wouldn't understand why an actor was saying a dialogue this way. It was out of character. But it's your first film and you can't question a director, so you just do it. Now if I think that this is not how it's supposed to be, I'll say, sir, but this character wouldn't say this because of this, and then we will not do it. So I'm able to say what I feel or be myself because of this confidence and this thing that you've achieved over time.
There are many people who wanted to be Vijay Deverakonda or a superstar. So what is your advice to them? People who really wanted to be in cinema.
In cinema?
In cinema. They may be scriptwriters, directors or actors. To become a part of cinema, what is your advice for newcomers?
It's incredibly hard to be Vijay Deverakonda. It's hard for me to be Vijay Deverakonda. It takes so much work, and it takes so much passion and so much desire. And what's my advice for people? I don't like to advise people one thing, because first thing, like, advice is, if I want I can just throw some advice, man, but actually advice is very personal thing. Like, I need to know your every situation to advise you. What I would advise someone with lots of money, for example, will be different from what I advise someone who's struggling for money. What I advise someone who's really intelligent would be different from someone who doesn't know how the industry works. So everyone is so different, so I can't just give advice that doesn't matter, but whoever, because I know how hard it is, whoever comes first, I tell them, dude, don't. Like, even when my brother said I want to be an actor, I told him, dude, it's not a joke. You have no clue what amount of work, how much goes into this. I don't think it's not easy. Are you capable of it or not? I don't know. But he decided to do his journey, and now he has to do it. So anyone who comes to me, this is what I tell them. But then I hate being told what to do, or I hate being told you don't do this, you can't do this. So I never tell anyone don't do it, because if I came, you can. Anyone can. So you never know if you just put in the right amount of effort, you have the right amount of talent, right aptitude. You need to have the right attitude and the right aptitude for this thing. So if you have these things, anyone could. So I don't know, everyone will have their own journey, own set of problems, and they will all figure it out by themselves. Like, there's no rule, no one can give you a shortcut or a formula to crack this. I love when my film releases, I love that it is loved and criticized. I hate it when it's not talked about. The point is that the point is to create the impact. Opinions, like, see, all of us are so different as people that you cannot, it's not possible, humanly possible, that anything is universally loved or universally hated. Every hero is a villain to someone. Every villain is a hero to someone. We all worship Rama. Ravana was a hero to all in his kingdom. He was supposed to be very superior in it. It was written that when when someone saw Lanka, they were like, what is the kind of Lanka had infrastructure, fountains, roads so beautiful. They were far superior in terms of administrative skills than the kingdom here. So it's like that in life. Of someone who is an enemy to me is a hero to his wife, his kid,
his
family. He supports other people, he's protecting other people, he's providing. And for people I love, someone might hate. I know that I am loved and I am hated, and it's very normal. It's completely, and similar for movies. You know what, like, for example, I wanted to be an actor. Everyone tells you don't, because they're scared for you, not out of we don't want him to be an actor, out of fear. We want you to be successful. Who do we know in the field? Get a job. So there are so many people. Ours is a society that functions on fear. Ours in India even more. Don't do this, it might not work. Don't do this film, don't do this. So we keep so much fear. Whereas you need a comrade in life who is like, do it, we'll see. you do it, why won't it be possible? When you have someone like that, so what we are telling through this film also is that everybody needs someone like that, someone to like support you and push you through things and stuff. So I think anyone can watch it.
Yeah, and in one of your interviews, I heard you saying about joining politics sometime. That is one
Okay.
thing you wanted to do because you wanted to make some change in the society. You said later on.
Yeah.
Were you serious about? Are you seriously thinking about joining politics at some point of time?
One thing I've realized is I have zero patience for incompetency. So if someone is not competent, I can't stand that person. It will drive me mad. And I think I think the incompetency in politics is like really high.
Right.
So I can't deal with fellow politicians who are not doing their job. As a head of a state or as a leader, from municipal, current, water, roads, everything you have to take care. And if people are not doing their job, like I will either shoot them or shoot myself. So I don't think I'm right for politics at all. I think you need lots of interpersonal skills, you need lots of patience, you need to know how to deal with this. Because I had conversations with some of the leaders
Right.
of my state, and I was asking them lots of questions about the electricity, about the water situation. You know, whenever it rains, every city is the traffic comes to a stop. I'm like, why does it have to be this way? But then you realize that at so many levels, I think the main issue comes with none of us, me, you, everyone, none of us have foresight.
Okay.
We are all thinking, I'm thinking about Dear Comrade.
Right.
I'm promoting Dear Comrade.
Right.
But in the next 2 years, there is not going to be drinking water in Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad. What I should be doing, we all should be figuring out how to live after 2 years. I can't go to shoot if I don't have water to shower. If I don't have water to brush, if I don't have water to drink, all our lives will come to standstill.
Right.
There will be nothing. Forget cinema, nothing will happen. Instead of doing that, now I am like, oh, my film is up for promotion. One guy is like, I want to make money. One guy is building apartments on a lake bed because he's like, I want to make money out of it. He's not thinking that he's screwing a whole city.
Right.
So everybody at their level is screwing up because we are all just thinking about today, our survival. Maybe our species is only like this, human species is only like this, but we want to make an effort. I want to make an effort too. So now, for example, I don't use a shower unless I'm in a hotel, then I have to, but at home I use a bucket to shower, because when you use a bucket to shower, you use around 20 liters, I guess. When you use a shower, you can lose up to 250 liters of water.
Okay.
That is the difference.
Okay.
No one in my apartment uses pipes to clean a car. We use drinking water to wash a car.
Okay.
You have to wash it with a bucket. Tap, when I brush, I open the tap, brush, people leave tap running. I'm very conscious about the water I use, and more people needs to understand. No one is talking about it because everyone is hoping that someone else is sorting this out. I'm like, okay, the chief minister has to take care of water, but no one is doing anything. So I think each of us needs to start doing something, or people who are really rich will buy houses and get away to other countries. 99% of the population will be screwed, and it's actually a very serious. To Chennai, they're taking water in a train, you know,
Right.
because there's no drinking water. They're filling. That happened in Maharashtra a few years back. The thing is, we only realize the problem when we wake up and there is no water in our tap that day.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing this water problem, it was in the 7th page, small, it used to be that water. Slowly it came to 5th page, now 3rd page, now I'm seeing it in 1st page. When the whole front page becomes, from today water only 8 liters per water per household. Oh shit, I'm like completely going away into some topic, but
No, it's very interesting because not many actors tend to talk about things other than movies, like society or the people or the society where they live. It's great. It's good to see But good to hear someone talk seriously
and
about these
for
issues.
me, it's not even about the society. I'm just like, when I wake up, I want water, man, in my tap.
Right.
And you know, why we travel to Kerala when I want a holiday? Because there are trees,
Right.
there's water, there's backwater.
Right.
Because you can't live if you just build concrete. Finally, people don't want to live there. Billions are being spent on creating cities.
Right.
But unless there is water and trees in that city, no one is going to live. They're all going to become dead cities.
Right.
So this is like one straight away. So I think from a policy level, it needs to be done for sure. But meanwhile, each of us, we need to do our bit to save water and also forestation. Or like the future is really bleak. Like, and it's actually an immediate emergency.
Right. Right. Right.
Like this should be on every paper, every news.
Right.
Should be focusing on this rather than Kabir Singh did this, Vijay Devarkonda did this.